Welcome and Happy New Year. Let's see what messages we have to open up the new year. What messages do we have for 2023? Divine order. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. Any other messages? Messages for 2023 for the collective. What about divine order? Everything is exactly as it needs to be. Unlimited ideas. Your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas, guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is take divinely guided action. Allow these ideas to come to fruition. Positive faith and optimism. So keeping the faith that you're on the right path. What else do we have for the collective for 2023 to bring in the new year? Angels are here healing and supporting your work. Clear yourself by asking the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. So it looks like you're being asked to welcome in healing energies from the angels that you've chosen to work with in this life. And trust that you're on the right path and that they're here with you. Any other messages for 2023? No? For this one? Let's see. Friendship and happiness. We have new camaraderie and connections and friendships coming in 2023. I'm hearing trustworthy. We have fertility. Someone's coming into their own, or possibly bringing another person into the family, or having your first child. Fertility could mean many things. That's what I'm getting from that. I've also got protection. And this protection card reminds me of the world. She's holding her belly, which is the world. So definitely some strong fertility energy. And a lot of abundance. We've got protection and love. So we're going to have some very good connections with new people. New friendships that may even turn into a lover partnership. You know, that friends first kind of love energy is kind of what I'm seeing here. A sacred connection. Even with two people who are truly there for each other. Animals, maybe someone's going to be bringing a new fur baby into their home. Or maybe getting another animal. Maybe you just got another animal. Or there's good news for health for an animal that you have, or a pet that's dear to you. Stand your ground and find your center. So there's some feelings of being out of balance. And it's important to find your center. The outside world is a reflection and a manifestation of what's going on inside you. When the outside world becomes so hectic and stressful that anxiety starts to overwhelm, This is an ideal moment to stop and ask, when was the last time I checked in with myself? Pardon me. A father's love. So good connections and bonding with a father. That's a message for someone out there. Any other messages? Serenity. The most important relationship that you can have. So maybe this is for the person with their father. The most important relationship that you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Ooh, that's a good New Year's message. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. Or this year, we could even say. We've got just ask upside down, so maybe someone needs to ask for hope. And we've got hope. So there's a new idea or an inspiration or a spark within someone. That's what I'm feeling. Listen, we've got listen in reverse. So someone needs to do more listening with the intent to understand. Sometimes we listen to just respond. And I think everyone can learn from and do well with listening to understand more than the other person. So maybe paying attention more to synchronicity, since that was in reverse, but this was shuffled up and down. We've got hello from heaven. So someone's getting a lot of signs, maybe coins, dragonflies, feathers, butterflies. I see a rose here, some sort of symbol. Green feathers, white feathers. It's a lovely card. So if you have someone on the other side, you might be getting symbols, signs, images that you had in common or held close to you. There's a rose here in this hand with the coins, and then there's also a red flower here in this image, in the Synchronicities card. So maybe a rose or red flowers are significant to you as a message from a loved one who's very much here with you and wants you to know that and wants you to trust the ways in which they're communicating. Soul power. We have stay connected in reverse, so just like how these came in reverse, the synchronicity and hello from heaven, I felt like someone wasn't trusting their guidance and intuition or believing the signs that they were getting that someone was right there, and they very much are. This is a confirmation for that. And then we have soul power. And stay connected was in reverse. So I think someone's feeling disconnected from their personal power. Once again, we have that red flower in the center of the heart, where the heart chakra is in the heart center. And we have a white bird. So this is someone pure of heart who's feeling kind of disconnected from their personal power, maybe. And I think the message here is that you're going to have a lot of really strong connections and healing moments in this coming year. New friendships and fertility, getting a lot of healing vibes from this. She's here in this tree, she's relaxing, her arms are back, and there's a glow coming from her personal power chakra. And it's glowing. She's very calm, and she's full-faced and full-figured. I feel like she's possibly a pregnant woman. She's holding her belly here. I see that. But I also feel like this could just be fertility of confidence and an abundant energy of coming into one's own here. I see this bird here in conjunction with this one here. I feel like we've got someone kind of transitioning from this lack of personal power and this bird taking flight, coming into full color, and just really loving yourself and accepting exactly where you are and where you're going. So we're going to turn this right side up and we're going to read it. It says, stay connected. We are all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to the source. So we have this hand out, and I feel inclined to say that this is your higher self. And I say so because I feel like this hand is mirrored, and the hand that is not a physical hand has a purple flower that looks almost like a lotus. And purple is your crown chakra, which is your connection to your higher self, your connection to divine, and your intuition, and that connection to the part of you that's not here. But the higher self, I would say. And I feel like it's time to actually grab that hand to really connect with and trust your intuition. Something about just almost touching that. So I think it's time to reach your hands out and grab that connection. Trust your intuition. I'm seeing a lot of hands in these cards here. So I feel like it's very much important to speak your truth and believe what you're saying and also what you're feeling, your intuitive guidance. And that was a beautiful message. So let's see if we have got anything else. What messages do we have? Treasure Island and regeneration, just when I cut the deck. So to me that is quite a bit of abundance and triumph over anything that was trying to bring you down. You see the regeneration coming through this volcanic lava filled mountain, and it's a beautiful tree that has new growth and beautiful blue life force with flowers running through it. And there's stars and hearts coming out of this treasure island here. So I feel like the next year has got a rebirth that has already started. You're going to be coming into your own and seeing the fruits of your labor. I feel like there may have been something that you didn't see before that now you find the beauty in and see the treasure in. That treasure island card. Guides, divine, what messages do we have for 2023 for the collective? Any messages that you have, guides? Orphaned. Okay. By the book. Someone feels like they were left out in the cold or is alone. And on the bottom we have by the book. So someone was going by the steps and just going by the book and taking the actions that were standard for them, that they would with anyone else, and that led someone to feel out in the cold or orphaned. Maybe this is something that you're transcending from the end of this year. What else do we have about this? On this orphaned, what's happening with this? Okay. Around and round. And to the sea. To the sea is reminding me of a line from Moby Dick when he says, I want to take to the sea. He says, when I'm feeling grim about the mouth and ready to knock people's hats off, it's time to take to the sea. So, maybe you're doing the right thing and you did right by a situation that was definitely not right by you. You were left out in the cold or hurt. Somebody, specific message for someone who has felt some pain in this last year. And it's important that you know that you need to let it go in your mind best that you can, because clarity comes in its own time. Sometimes you can't unravel something that wasn't, if something isn't yours, if they weren't your actions that created the situation, if you were not the one who made the final move, then there's not really always a way to know exactly why things happened. So definitely come out of your head about it, because I see that someone's very sad but definitely made right choices. You're being looked upon. People are proud of you. And then I see a fork in the road. So you have an opportunity. Building blocks. It's time to rebuild. And it's time to decide which path you're going to take. It's definitely time to walk away from whatever was keeping you stuck. Chaos and conflict and flexibility. So as you move through hard times and things that made you feel left out in the cold in the past, stay as flexible as possible and focused on your goals. I would create an image in your mind of where you want to see yourself. This person's looking far off into the distance while standing on the building blocks. So maybe focusing on your everyday tasks and joy in the moment while having a dream or an image or a goal in your mind of the far future. Gives me future planning energy, and knowing that what the garden that you're tending in the present is going to be your harvest in the future. That's what I'm getting from this. You are loved and you are blessed. It's important that you know that you're taken care of, that someone is guiding you and with you at all times. You are never alone, no matter what's going on. This orphaned card, I think it's very important to know that you are not alone. No one is ever alone. We have a team that we plan our life with, that we come into this life and work on all of the things that we want to learn. Everything that we said we found interesting, that we wanted to experience more of or from a different viewpoint. It's all planned with great detail and care. And I need you to know that your guides very much feel any pain that you've gone through. Don't be consumed by darkness. It's important to see that that card is followed up by all of this blue, which makes me feel feelings and got a lot of cups energy here. Air and cups. So maybe not getting the communication that you need, not knowing which direction to go. I think it's important to allow yourself to dream of something beautiful and big in the future, while also taking methodical steps in the moment and your everyday. Focusing on joy is definitely a message here for you, because your attention and your energy is the most powerful thing that you have. So it's important not to focus on that which you do not want. And as I say that, I cut the deck as I'm shuffling. It says between worlds, and there's darkness into light, which I saw in cards earlier. That last year felt kind of dark and bleak, but this year is going to be full of color. And there's beautiful, happy celebration. It looks like someone's pulled some party poppers, and there's streamers and things falling from the sky. There's a crown on this person's head, on this flamingo's head, and then there is a hummingbird. And hummingbirds kind of remind me of moving fast and doing the work, and buzzing around and taking care of things. High energy. So don't let someone stomp out your light. Whatever it is that has happened, you're transcending it. Not for you. There's a chess game here and a fortune cookie that says nope. And there's someone face in this window up here, which I feel like is the divine. So I feel like there was a good good versus bad, good versus evil. There was some sort of situation here that went in someone's favor, and it may not have been yours, or maybe it was, but whatever happened, ultimately something was not for you. So whoever you were playing this chess game with, it's over, and it's not coming back. The clarity will come far in the future, so you're going to have to let it go or let it consume you. That's a choice. So your angels have some, your guides and angels have some harsh honesty there for you, that you and your thoughts are the most important choice that you can make. And energetic exchange. There's an exchanging of gifts. So in return for closing out this cycle, the momentum forward is going to be the gift. There's a lot of joy in this card and playfulness. There's a cat batting at the gift coming out of this box. Higher power in reverse. I think it's important that you believe in a higher power and that you don't let things bring you down. Whatever this negative energy is that was around is not anymore, and it's important to step into a version of yourself that you want to be. You can create yourself and recreate yourself anytime that you want without permission. You don't need it. Never-ending story. It's really time to let something go. Milk and honey. Letting go of something, and abundance and comfort and happiness coming from that. So I feel like what you're moving away from is this withered wing fairy feeling. She looks like she got her wings hurt, and that she's upset and maybe a little bit confused. And then we've got over here this wonderful happy elephant in a milk and honey bath with a rainbow over it. It's the happiest looking card, and splashing around and playing. And all I'm getting from that is that there's a lot of sweetness ahead for you. So this lack that you were feeling is not where you're headed. You're headed to abundance. You're headed to calm waters with a lot of joy. And I just feel like with this picnic table that this is all set up on, that there's going to be a lot of calm, happy moments with new friendships. So maybe you'll be going on a picnic with somebody in the spring, maybe the springtime or the summertime, depending on where it is that you live, is significant for these budding friendships that I'm picking up on. Okay. And then let's see, anything else for 2023 for this person who was orphaned. One last message for this person. Okay, I'm being told that I need to move on from this, but I do want to get one final message, so I'm just going to pull one out. Dreams of abundance. So like I was saying, it's important to have a dream. As you sleep, the divine, God and your angels and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal, because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. So while you're sleeping and resting, you're going back and meeting with your angels in a higher dimension, and you're getting a reprieve and a rest and getting guidance and answers. So just know that you're being guided and watched over, and there's so many people surrounding you right now, helping you on this path. They believe in you. I hope that helps you. Focus on your priorities. positive faith and optimism. So yeah, this is all about mindset for you. Whoever that was for. Alright. Let's see what other messages we have. For 2023. Happy New Year. I have a feeling it's almost that time. And if you're seeing this, it's officially January. Wow, time has gone by so fast. I'm looking at rebirth and modify. So it's like this is about small changes, little changes that add up to big things for this rebirth that someone's going through, or the collective is going through. Give back. Sleep and give back. So something about recharging, giving yourself that time, and then turning around and filling the cup of others. Maybe you have kids. Because there were kids on that card. Very happy kids. And I think it's important to know you have to fill your partners and your family members' cups up. And just as much as we need our batteries recharged and our cups refilled, so do kids and partners. It's important that replenish. We need to rejuvenate, replenish, not only by sleeping and resting, but filling up each other's cups and giving that love and attention, connection, those moments. It only takes really connected, really present 5, maybe 10 minutes with a child before they completely are done with you and want to move on to something else. But that connection throughout the day, for those little blocks of time, refill their cup so much so. You can do some research on secure attachment for children. Small things like offering water, fixing their clothing, or giving them a hug or a pat on the back. Encouraging things like that really go a long way to helping with relationships and tantrums and listening and any sort of things. When you want to make debits from that account, that bank, they say that you have a bank that you're filling up, and so the more deposits you make into someone, and the more energy that you give, the more that they'll be responsive to you. So debits and credits when you want something from someone as opposed to when you're giving. Just guided to say that. Reawaken. Replenish and reawaken. So there's something about not staying asleep and not staying disconnected. You go to bed, you rejuvenate, and then you reawaken. Don't stay asleep. There's people who need you, and you're powerful. And when you shine your light on people, it really does a great deal of healing and good, and it goes so far. And when that light is removed, it does the same thing. It does quite a bit. It's very powerful. So it's important here to remember to wake back up and to come back. I know how times are hard right now with a lot of reality on a daily basis. There's a lot happening that might not feel so great, but there's so much abundance within our lives, so much love and so much opportunity for joy, and that is important to focus on. We need to make sure that we focus on experiencing and expressing our joy. And if you find yourself moving away from those feelings, it's important to try to move back gently towards that. And there's a wonderful author who talks about that. I'm trying to think of who that is. Esther Hicks. Yeah, she has a scale of like emotions and feelings. So basically any way that human could feel is on this scale. And you can find where you're at on it and just slowly work your way back up towards neutrality, and then eventually hopefully to joy. So I found that very interesting. this is to not to hurt yourself or be mean to yourself or judgmental of feeling down or being angry or having any moment, but acknowledging it, like, oh, I'm feeling upset. And then moving towards, like, you're observing it. And that gives you a little bit of an ability to step back from something and kind of shift your way towards something else. To something more joyful. And it doesn't take much. You can play music, you can dance, you can, if we're talking about family and kids, you can just go up to them and explain that you were having big feelings and that you're sorry for being grumpy or whatever it was that you did, for raising your voice or taking away the toy and why, explaining and talking, because expressing and communicating is an important part of moving through feelings. It's good to display that for kids. So if this was a message for someone with children specifically, then that was there for you. Obsessive comparison is only useful for online shopping. The truth is, we're all living 7.5 billion completely unique lives. So let's compare less and live more, okay? Especially after wine and or midnight. Cards are telling us Happy New Year and cheers. Also saying don't compare yourself to others. That perfect happy life that everybody's putting out on social media, it's a farce. It's important to know that everyone has good and bad days. Your bad days are just as welcome as long as you don't let them become bad days. Just let them be moments. Move through and know this too shall pass. I know there's going to be many moments throughout the day, good and bad sometimes, and just say this too shall pass. But don't compare yourself to others. There's no one like you, and why would you want to be like anyone else? And also, they're both holding books. These two little bears, or whatever they are holding books. One says noses, and the other one says my nose. So if you're comparing your body to someone else, let's not do that. Let's definitely not do that, because there's no point to it. We're all going to age and change, and the illusion of perfection only serves the people who are marketing it to us. So let's learn to love ourselves. And we don't have to pretend like what we see in the mirror is perfect. But we can look in the mirror and say, I'm absolutely lovable and absolutely worthy and absolutely beautiful, just as I am. Because you are. You're an incredible, beautiful, divine being. And this is your temple. And what you speak on it is what it will become. So let's speak over ourselves that which we want to expand. Make a commitment. Archangel Michael, as the angel of courage and confidence, I call upon you to lend me and my divine purpose your strength. Allow me to commit to myself, my life, and my divine purpose. Please clearly guide me so I can fully open my heart to every experience. All right. So the fact that this is talking about confidence and this is talking about not comparing, I think that's a message for somebody out there who is giving a little less self-love than needed. So maybe we spend some time giving ourselves that okay to really just be and enjoy yourself and your body as it is. New beginnings of present power. So this is a new cycle for your mental states. This says consciousness and cycle. So we're going to new beginnings, and we've got someone who very much has tamed the habits or the beasts within, or things that have challenged them, the personal inner challenges. Any other messages for 2023 before we close this reading out? A creative endeavor. So, someone is doing something creative. Let's see what they have to say about this. Someone's doing art, music, photography. Maybe writing a book. I keep hearing conservation. I don't know how that's a creative endeavor, but conservation's great. Someone might be doing something with gemstones, making some sort of jewelry. Prioritize. Focus on your highest priorities. Archangel Metatron. I will help you get organized and motivated. So there's definitely a rebirth and prioritizing. So make a list, something saying make a list, and pick the top 3 things on it. Compassion. Soften your heart with respect to this situation and all of the people involved, including yourself. Okay. What other messages do we have? I think we're going to do a fun one from the Spiritual AF deck. Exhale that bullshit. Today, practice the ancient meditation technique of inhaling the good shit and exhaling the bullshit. Think of good shit like puppies and pandas and pineapple, or think of things that don't start with the letter P. Breathe that in like it's sparkles. Exhale bullshit stuff like anxiety, self-doubt, and resentment. Let it leave your body like dust, being cleared out, like dust being cleared out. It works. At the very least, you'll have an idea about what stuff you like and what stuff to dump on your therapist. For those of you who don't have therapists, there's apps like BetterHelp and stuff like that. I've never used that, but you could always just make a list of gratitude and make a list of things that you don't want and burn it. It's also an option. Quit dimming your light for people with shitty-ass mindsets. You've got that dream, huh? That thing you think you maybe could do, but it's maybe too big, maybe too much of a long shot. Maybe you'll look stupid trying to do it. Do it. Seriously. Think about lying on your deathbed and saying, I never went for it because I was afraid Susan would talk shit about me. Susan talked shit about you anyway. Go do you. Then, do you bigger. That's funny because I have a person in my life named Susan. It's funny. Does anyone else out there know a Susan? Because Susan's talking shit. Any other messages for 2023 for the collective? Prayer is dope AF. Yes, it is. But it's important to know that prayer is not begging. Prayer is feeling as if. So just know that you have to feel the feeling of having what you want. Sounds a little like manifestation, right? That is what prayer was intended as in ancient form. Oh, I put it right over replenish. That's interesting. So some of us need to remember that a spiritual path doesn't mean leaning away from prayer or God. It just means you have a different way of connecting with the source that you come from. And prayer is not just for organized religion. I feel guided to say that. So don't involve yourself with whack shit. Go on a whack shit cleanse for a week. It's easy. Make a list of whack shit and then avoid it. And see how you feel. Examples of whack shit. Gossip, comparing yourself to others, drugs, complaining, eating your feelings, eating your boogers. If you really do that, stop it. Like right now. That's funny. Prayer is dope AF. Seriously, spend a little time asking the universe for what you want. Even if you're speaking into the void. At the very least, you'll hear your own wish list and get a better idea of what you really do want. You might even figure out what the first baby step is to getting it. At the very best, there's a strong-ass genie in the sky who will magically grant all your wishes. And on that note, happy 2022 and welcome into 2023. You're amazing. You are more than enough. You're beautiful and fantastic. So know it, embrace it, and step into your power. One last card. Peace. There's no need to worry. Everything's working out beautifully. Yes, yes it is. Divine order. Everything's working out beautifully. Everything's how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. There's no need to worry, as everything's working out beautifully. 2023 is bringing you blessings. And with that, Happy New Year and good night.